right, this is the subject today. This is a 97 Jeep Cherokee XJ. It's 4x4, 4.0, straight six. What we're going to do today is I'm going to talk about steering. Lately, the steering, driving a Jeep, and this is my second Jeep. It's like driving a boat. You're always, your hand's always moving on the steering wheel to keep it straight. It seems like. You're not going to get it like a sports car. It's never going to be that way. But if you haven't adjusted your steering linkage and all the track bar, tie rod, drag link, or your steering stabilizer, all the joints down there, ball joints, you need to check them periodically because they do loosen up or they might be damaged or whatever. So we're going to go ahead and start with the steering wheel because there's an issue with it. Okay, right now the wheels are straight, the tires are straight. Backed in and out, and I made it straight. But this I'm driving down the road, and the steering wheel drives me nuts. This is actually an easy fix, but the steering wheel should be straight up and down. If you're driving down the road, it should be, close to the center up here, but it's not. Okay, to start, we're going to go ahead and unlock the steering wheel. Just move it one click on the ignition. All right, what we're looking at is this is your drag link right here, and this is a sleeve. You turn the sleeve left and right, or whatever direction you are, it'll move your pitman arm, and that's going to obviously move your steering wheel to whatever direction you need to go. Now I've already loosened it, but use a 15mm wrench, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank this to the left, see if I can move the steering wheel. I'm actually going to do one turn and see what that does. Or we'll do half a turn. Okay, that didn't do it. Oh, you know what? You should have a buddy, because they can sit in the driver's seat and tell you if you need to stop or keep going. But anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it another half turn. I think it was right about there. Check it real quick. Turn it just a little bit more. All right, as you can see, it looks pretty straight right there. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down. Okay, we're going to look for a movement in the ball joints, the top and the bottom. And what you're going to use is you're going to use a crowbar or any kind of bar that's the handle weight so it doesn't bend or anything. You're going to stick it under and you're just going to lift up. Okay, here's the passenger side. Okay, as you saw, the ball joints didn't have any play at all, so that's really good. The next thing we're going to check is your wheel bearings. And to check that is to grab it from the left and the right tire, and you pull it towards you and push back. Not aggressively, because it's on stands, remember that. If you can move it, your wheel bearings are bad. So just go to the other side and do the same thing. Okay, I did the other side, and it looks like my wheel bearings are good. I don't have any play pulling the tire out or pushing it back in. There's no play at all. That's great. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to check the drag linkage, your tie rods, and all the ball joints for play. And to do that is you're going to grab the tire on the left and the right and oscillate it back and forth. And you're looking for play. Okay, after reviewing the videos, the segments that I did on all the joints, I'll just say, the ball joints, I didn't see any movement that really jumped out and said I need to be replaced. So the only thing I really did see is that I need to grease up all the fittings. You should do that anyways. Some of these boots are good and some are bad. They popped out on the bottom or they just flattened out. Don't over grease it because it'll come out and the boot will pop out. Here's a good example of boot kind of collapsing, but I think that's just being pushed down by the pitman arm. But other than the boots being replaced or something like that, nothing's jumping out saying I need to be replaced. So, and the your steering stabilizer, which is this, basically just a shock. I did this last year. I had the death wobble and I put it on there, cleared it right up. So right now I'm going to drop it down and I'm going to check the track bar because you should have weight on that and somebody moving the steering wheel, then you can check the joints. Okay, we're going to go ahead and test the track bar. Go ahead and turn the wheel. Go ahead and go to the left. All right, go to the right again. All right, go to the left. All right, straighten it out. Okay, back at the steering wheel. Now, the steering wheel's unlocked, but this is the play in the steering wheel right now, which isn't bad. I really don't mind it. It's a Jeep. It's, like I said, it's like driving a boat. But if you had a slop that was actually moving like this much, this free play while driving, there's something wrong with your steering box or your linkage. We've already checked my linkage. The only thing that really needs to be done is change out a couple ball joints or the boots. And if you're going to change out a boot, you might as well change out the ball joint. I mean, you're going to have it off anyways. So I might do that. I'll do that at a later date. But right now, this I'll call it the slop, or the steering slop, is that much, which I don't consider that bad. But there is a way to, if it's you know, if your steering slop is really bad, what you could do is adjust your steering box. And on my Jeep, I don't think you'd have to move out the airbox, but the electric fan you'd have to remove. But right underneath the electric fan there's an adjustment. You can tighten up the steering box. There's videos out there for doing it. And I've already done this. The steering box is 5 years old, and I did it about 3 years ago, and it corrected what I was satisfied with it. But I'm not going to do it today because if you overcorrect and you drive down the road and you start steering, you can go like 10, 20 feet and you overcorrect the steering box. As soon as you start steering, you're going to hear a pop and grind and it's going to break your steering box and you're going to have to put a new one in. So I'm not going to do that today. That's something I'll do in another day. But anyways, that's all I got. All I wanted to do is correct the steering wheel position, which I did, which is correct, and I didn't have any real major issues with the steering linkage. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Alien Restomod Garage.